DreAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That's the go-getter energy that moves me, you, him, and her to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together in one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one show, one masterclass. That is this one here that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. In today's topic, the business and growth benefits of a network marketing / MLM experience. MLM standing for multi-level marketing, in case you didn't know, or network marketing, or what some people call derisively a pyramid scheme. We're going to address the benefits that you can get from an experience in such an industry. Now, if you happen to hate multi-level marketing / network marketing / pyramid schemes, whatever you want to call it, we'll call it network marketing today. All right, I'm putting those all under that umbrella based on whatever you call it. All right, I don't have anything negative against it because I'm giving you a master class telling you here the benefits, the business and growth benefits of it. Okay, if you hate it, I want you to understand that this is especially for you. So whether that means you hate it because you heard it from somebody else that you should hate it, so you decided that you do, or maybe you've been through an experience and it just didn't go too well for you, so you hate it because of the experience that you've been through. This is also for you. I want you to listen to everything I'm going to say here today. If you have no idea what network marketing or MLM is, let me give you a brief overall explanation of what it is. Basically, network marketing / MLM is a way that you can own a business. A company will have a product or a service that they're offering. You can come in as a distributor of that company's product or service, and then every time you sell the product or service, you make some money. So it's basically you become a salesperson for some company's products or services. There are plenty of companies out there that have the network marketing / MLM setup where somebody can just come in and be a distributor of their products or services, basically like affiliate marketing. So for example, if I have a book, like Work on Your Game is my book, and I offer an affiliate program, you can come in and be an affiliate for my book. So every time you sell a copy of my book for $25, for example, this is just a rough example, I'll give you a 40% commission. So every $25 book you sell, and I can trace it and know that you sold it, you get $10. I get $15, you get $10. Now, why would I only want to keep 15 out of a $25 sale and give you 10? Is because you did the work to sell the book. So I didn't have to do the work. You went and did the work for me. You got a cut and I got a cut. Everybody wins. The customer wins, you win, and I win. The difference between being just a distributor / affiliate for a company and what network marketing does is that network marketing now allows you to build in levels to your distribution channels. So for example, we'll use the same example I just gave you. You could be an affiliate for me, sell my book, Work on Your Game for $25. I get 15, you get 10. Now here's what I offer you. Here's the next level of, here's the business opportunity. All right, so the sales opportunity is you just selling my product. You sell, every time you sell, you get $10, I get 15. That's it. You just do that as much as you can. Okay, that's the first part. The business opportunity, quote unquote, is when now I tell you, look, not only can you make money every time you sell a copy of the book, now you can go find a friend. Let's say your friend Joe, he sees what you're doing. He's like, well, why are you selling Dre Baldwin's book for $25 a pop? And you explain to him, well, look, every time I sell it, I get $10. And he says, well, hey, I want to sell it too. How can I do it? Now, there are two ways you could do this. One, you could just tell him, hey, go holler at Dre and you'll get $10 every time you sell one too. But here's a better option. Here's where I don't know who came up with this concept, but it's a great idea in my opinion. Now, not to say that it always works, but it is a great idea in theory on paper, that instead of you just telling Joe that he can go make $10 every time he sells a copy of my book, you get to be Joe's sponsor, so to speak. So you introduce Joe to me, and now because you introduce Joe to me, not only is Joe going to get a cut every time he sells a copy of my book, but you will also get a cut because you are the one who brought Joe into the mix. So now let's just say it's still $25 per sale. I'm still going to give Joe $10 every time he sells a copy of the book, but now I'm going to take another little piece of my own cut of my $15 that I would have kept for myself, and I'll give you, and again, this is just a rough example, so please don't check me on the math of this compared to any network marketing opportunity. I'll give you $5. So now you make $10 every time you sell a copy of my book, And now every time your homeboy Joe sells a copy of my book, he gets his 10, but you also get 5. So now, if you want to, you don't even have to sell any more books. You can just wait for Joe to sell some books and collect your $5 every time he sells a book, and you didn't do anything. Now, what if you also know Julie? She wants to sell a book. Now you can get $5 every time she makes a sale. And you also know Mark and John and Raymond and Antonio. Now, every time one of them sells a book, you get another $5. You could make a whole lot of money without doing any selling yourself if you just get enough people and you put them onto the opportunity. So every time they make a sale, you get a cut. That is the basic premise, okay? Basic premise of how network marketing works. And what causes many people to hate network marketing, and trust me, I know that there are a lot of people out there who hate it. The reason why many people hate it is because they get introduced to these, quote, business opportunities, close quote, and they are business opportunities, but I put it in quotation marks because any of you who has any experience in network marketing know that this is the language that gets used. They get introduced to these business opportunities and they hear about it, and in theory, as I just explained, that sounds like a damn good business idea. Doesn't it sound like a great idea? You just get a whole bunch of people selling your product and you collect the money. I mean, people do this to this day. There's plenty of people who make a lot of money as affiliate marketers, but what makes it network marketing is when you get other affiliates under you, quote unquote, and you get a cut every time they make a sale, and then somebody else gets a cut who's above you, and the person above you gets a cut. That's when it becomes network marketing, when you're getting a cut of the people that you put onto the opportunity rather than only getting paid off of your own personal efforts. That's when it becomes the network marketing thing. And then you introducing people to this opportunity to sell. And usually, almost with every network marketing company, in order for someone to come in to the new opportunity, so when you introduce your homeboy Joe to sell my book and make money, there's some type of entry fee that Joe has to pay just to get access to the opportunity. So if you want to sell my book, work on your game for me, and collect $10 every time you make a sale, look, you got to pay a $100 fee just to get into the program. And often what happens is, and again, I've seen this enough, people pay the money to get into the program to sell the book because it sounds like a great idea. All I got to do is sell a book and I get $10 every time, and I only got to pay $100 to get in. All right, so if I sell 10 books, I made my money back. All right, they'll tell you that as part of the sales pitch. Then you get in and you start trying to sell the book, and it doesn't sell so easily. Not as easily as it looked like it would sell. Not as easy as it sounded like it would sell. You can't sell the damn book. So you only sell 3 copies of the book. So you only make $30. You invested $100. Now you're at a $70 loss, and then you quit. And now you hate multi-level marketing because it didn't work for you. Quote, didn't work, close quote, for you. That's usually, again, this is a very rough explanation, but this is usually what happens with network marketing. And what happens a lot of times, people invest this money into, again, getting into the opportunity. So the company makes some money off of that. So they're like, oh, well, the company made money and I didn't make any money because you failed to distribute the product to enough people to make your money back. Then maybe whoever it was that sponsored you, who brought you into the opportunity, maybe they didn't train you well enough, and then maybe you're going to training events, because this is what also happens with network marketing. They have training events. So it's not like they just put you in, they take your money and say, all right, good luck. Hope you can sell some copies of these books or these pills or these services, whatever it happens to be. They have training events where they train you on how to sell the product. They train you on how to introduce people to the business opportunity. They tell you, look, just bring people to the meeting and we will pitch them the opportunity. We'll show them how to sell the product. You don't have to do anything. All you got to do is introduce people. And here's the other part of network marketing that makes people hate it, is that traditionally, and nowadays this is starting to change a little bit from the people that I see, traditionally, network marketing opportunities and businesses would encourage you, the distributor, to introduce the opportunity to your family and friends. Whether that be the opportunity to get into business and sell themselves, or just to sell your product. All right, who are you going to sell your product to? Who are you going to be your first customers? Well, go to your mom and your dad and your grandma and your sister and your cousins. They love you already. They know you already. They'll buy from you just because they want to help you out. Even if they don't like the product, they'll buy from you just to help you out. And then you get your friends and family hating you because you won't leave them alone about signing up for this service or buying this product or joining this business opportunity. So now you got people who don't talk to you anymore because they got sick of hearing about you and your business opportunity. And you got people who hate you because you sold them a product that was trash and they paid for it. And maybe they're still under contract paying for that service. Or maybe you just got tired of going to your friends and family and alienating everybody in the family. You can't come to Thanksgiving dinner anymore because you've been trying to push this business opportunity. So these are all the things that cause people, some of the things, this is not everything. I'm sure there are more things on the list. It's not a conclusive list, that cause people to hate network marketing / multi-level marketing. Now, I've given you a brief overview of what that is. So there are some companies, let me think, companies that exist now. Herbalife is one that I know is still out, that I see many people actively selling Herbalife, especially people who are into fitness and nutrition and athletics. I see a lot of Herbalife people out there. I actually know some people in my family that are not distributors, but they're actual customers. They're Herbalife customers. They buy their Herbalife from their Herbalife person who sells I don't even know what Herbalife sells. I've never even used any of their products. If you sell Herbalife, do not hit me up trying to sell me your products. But I know people who are customers of the Herbalife, under the Herbalife brand. Let's just put it that way. I don't know whether the companies are actively out doing it right now. Listen, Avon used to be a big multi-level marketing or network marketing type of thing, but anybody could join a network marketing company and just sell the product. You don't have to do the business opportunity thing. You could just get in, let's say you want to be in Herbalife, and all you do is just sell Herbalife. You don't try to get anyone else to be a distributor under you or be on your team or be in the leg of your organization. You don't have to do that part if you don't want to. You can just sell the product straight up and just make money off of your grinding and selling products. The same way an entrepreneur creates and sells products, you're doing the exact same thing, except you didn't create the product. You're taking somebody else's product, which means they get a cut and you get a cut every time you make a sale. You could do it that way. That's just being a salesperson. You become a network marketer when you start building an organization and getting people to work with you or quote unquote under you so that you're getting a cut every time they're making money. And there are many people who have sour ideas about this whole concept. Now that I've explained it to you what it is, and I think most of you probably already have a pretty good idea, let me give you a disclaimer. I am not an MLM/network marketing salesperson. I am not affiliated with any company or service. So there is no sales pitch coming. If I sell you anything, it's gonna be something that I created, and nobody's getting a cut when I make a sale, only me. So this is not a sales pitch for network marketing, but I do have some experience. I've seen some things in network marketing, and I wanna lay out the positive benefits of it, because I get sometimes people asking me questions. Often it'll be young people like, Dre, what do you think of this company or that company? Or what do you think of network marketing companies? I was on Instagram Live a couple weeks ago and somebody said in the comments, what do you think of pyramid schemes? And I just thought, let me just address this whole thing so that, again, I am on the record. I'm gonna make sure that I've said exactly what I mean exactly what I say. I'm saying what I mean on this particular subject. So anytime someone in the future asks me about this, I can just tell them, hey, go listen to this episode of the Work on Your Game masterclass. So as I said, I do have some experiences with network marketing. It did not make me rich, which is why I'm not in it anymore. Oh, that's not the only reason. And I didn't win any cars, and I made more money doing other things than I did in network marketing. But I still, despite all that, I still experienced many benefits from my network marketing forays, and that's what we're going to be talking about here today. So I would say overall my experience in network marketing, the first company that I ever got involved in, it was this company called Prepaid Legal. Nowadays, I think they rebranded themselves called Legal Shield. And this was when I was in college. So there was a sign, I think I told y'all this story. Somebody had put like a little bulletin on one of the bulletin boards on my college campus, said, hey, do you want to make extra money on the side? It was very vague how you made the money, but it just said, you want to make extra money, come to this little meeting. I went to the meeting. The guy introduced me to this prepaid legal company, and this is the concept of network marketing I had never heard of before in my life. And then I went to a couple of meetings. I found this woman that was a friend of my mother's. She was actually selling this product. When I got back home to Philadelphia, I connected with her. She brought me to some meetings, and I learned some things. And that's really was where I first got introduced to. That's when I first got introduced to network marketing. I first got introduced to the concept of personal development. That's where I first heard of Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Where I first heard of Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And those two books were huge for me as far as personal development and my understanding of the business world and how I could be an entrepreneur rather than being an employee. And those things were pivotal for me because I wouldn't have become who I am to this day had I not had those experiences. So all that being said, now we're going to get into explaining how and why there are benefits that you can get from your entrepreneurial benefits that you can get from your entrepreneurial experience in network marketing. And I talked about this. I told that story of how I got introduced and how it introduced me to entrepreneurship back in masterclass number 1226, 1226, why and how I became an entrepreneur. Point number one, today's topic once again are the personal and business benefits that you get from a network marketing experience. The first thing is that you get introduced to personal development when you're involved in network marketing. See, all those trainings that you go to, oftentimes the training is either one of two things. Is either some person who's really good at making the pitch for the product, the actual product or service is being sold. They get up there and give a presentation on the product or service. They tell you how great this product or service is. They handle all your objections before you even have them. They tell you how easy it is to sell this product or service. That's what they're first going to pitch. Then in the second half of the presentation, they tell you, oh, there's a business opportunity as well. So not only is this product so great that you want to buy it, but you can also get in and become one of the practitioners and actually sell this product, and you make money every time you sell it. And when you introduce other people to sell it, they make money too, and you make money every time they make money. So this is usually what the presentation is. And the other kind of presentation, there's only two types of presentations you get in a network marketing meeting. It's either that one where they tell you about the product, then they tell you about the way you can make money off it. Then the other type of event that you'll get is someone just giving you training and just teaching you how you can better sell the product / service and helping you grow as a person. So these are the personal development / training events. Those events were pivotal for me when it came to personal development and training, simply because I learned a whole lot of things about business. There were a whole lot of concepts about sales, about team building, about dealing with other people, networking, people skills, building relationships, how to build rapport, how to talk to people, how to read what type of person you're dealing with and tailor your speech to who you're talking to. These are all things that you need in life. These are not things that you need just for network marketing or just for being a salesperson. These are skills that you need all of life. You get introduced to these personal development trainings in the actual events in network marketing, but also you will often be told, hey, you need to read this book. You should look up this person. You should watch, nowadays, I guess they'll say you should watch this YouTube video. Back then there was no YouTube. But these are the things that you get introduced to when you're involved in network marketing. A huge part of the network marketing concept is personal development. Now, if you've been involved in network marketing or you've heard of it, or whatever your opinion is of it, whatever your experience may be, maybe the business side didn't work for you. It doesn't work for a whole lot of people. Maybe the product or service wasn't that great. Maybe the service was cool, but you just didn't like the business side of things. The personal development angle that comes with network marketing is worth the price of admission, in my opinion. Of course, in my opinion, this is my show. So what is personal development? My definition is material that education inspires you to grow and advance as a person from the inside out. That's personal development. Say that definition again. Material that educates and inspires you to grow and advance as a person from the inside out. Okay, so every episode of this show is personal development. I'm educating you and hopefully inspiring you to grow and advance as a person, to make yourself better in anything that you do from the inside out. That's personal development. In network marketing, you get a huge amount of personal development material. Anybody who is growing over time, I guarantee you, any person that you know who is growing and getting better over time, I guarantee you that person is investing in personal development. You might not know about it, you might not see it, they might not announce it, but I guarantee you this person is learning from people, they are reading, they are watching stuff, they are listening to stuff, they are getting material that is making them better. Okay, that's the only way you can grow over time. There's no other way. This is how I was first introduced to, like I said, Napoleon Hill, Brian Tracy, Les Brown. I had never heard of any of these people in my life. And if you haven't heard of those names that I just dropped, then you need to brush up on your personal development. I suggest you go to dreallday.com/read and consult my suggested reading list. This alone, again, is worth the price of admission just to get the personal development angle, because you're going to be in a room full of people who are all trying to hustle, all trying to understand business, all trying to get ahead, all trying to sell the product or the service or whatever it is, or build a business team, make themselves better, make their team better. Because if you have a whole team, let's say you had 100 distributors working for you, but nobody's motivated, nobody's inspired, nobody's good at selling the program, the product, doesn't matter if you have 100 distributors, if they're all trash and nobody's selling anything, you're not making any money even though you got 100 people on your team. But if you had 100 people on your team who are all growing and getting better and getting smarter and inspired and they're motivated and they have the right information, they have the right reasons, and they're going out there and selling the product, is that going to help you build the team? Is that going to help you make money? Of course it is. So it's not just about what you're doing, but it's also about the other people around you, what they're doing. When you're involved in network marketing, you're in a room full of people who all chose to be there, because this is not anybody's job. Network marketing is something that you do usually outside of your job, and maybe there are a few who get to do this exclusively as their main source of income, but most of the time people are doing it outside of their 9-to-5s, right? But they have all chosen to be there, all because they're trying to hustle and get better and advance and get smarter and learn. That alone, just being in that type of environment where everybody around you is trying to get better, is probably better than the environment that many people are in on a day-to-day basis. And you tell me if I'm wrong. Point number 2. Today's topic are the personal and business growth benefits of a network marketing / MLM experience. Point number 2, you learn the basic principles of business and ownership. This is another great thing that I got from being involved in network marketing. I knew nothing, zero about business, zero about ownership when I first got introduced to network marketing. And I was in college at this time. I had never in my life been taught entrepreneurship. I had never been taught ownership. I had never been taught anything tangible about business. I had been taught some stuff that you could read in a textbook, but most of it was garbage. It was useless, and there was no direct application to the real world that I was living in of anything that I was reading in those books. The only thing that I got from reading those books was to memorize the information for a long enough period to remember it for the test, pass the test so I can move on to the next grade. That's all I got from any textbook that I took, that I consumed in school. I don't know about you, but that was my experience. Again, I had never been taught anything. Entrepreneurship, ownership, business, zero. And I have a business degree from Penn State University. Nothing that they taught me at Penn State prepared me for the business that I run to this day, zero. But a lot of things that I learned in network marketing apply to what I do in business now. Again, as I just explained, you learn concepts of ownership, what it means to actually own something. Why people look to build networks instead of just doing more work when they want to make more money. Why do you get other people involved instead of just doing everything yourself? These are concepts that had never occurred to me. Nobody had ever explained it to me. But when I went to these network marketing meetings, these people were talking about these things, and I'm like, that just makes sense. And I also realized, even when I was in the midst of doing the network marketing thing, look, even if I don't stay in this, I could take these ideas and these concepts, I could apply these to anything that I do. Because you got to remember, when I was in college, even though I was looking into this network marketing opportunity, so to speak, I knew that this was not going to be my full-time thing. When I got out of college, my thing was to go play basketball. I knew that's where I was going. Even though I knew I was going to go play ball after college, I still went to the network marketing meetings. I was still taking into personal development. I was still learning about business because I'm like, all right, one day I'm going to be done playing basketball. All right, basketball is not going to last forever. I might be, maybe if I'm lucky, I'll play basketball till I'm 40 years old. Now I got 40, 50, 70 more years to live on this planet. What else am I going to do? Even if I make a whole lot of money, I'm still going to want something to do. I need some concepts. I need some ideas. I need to understand things so I can go into entrepreneurship when I'm done with basketball. So I was taking this stuff in, even though I wasn't even trying to make it my full-time job. But these are the basic principles of business and ownership, again, that I was never taught. I learned about creating or plugging into systems that generate revenue rather than just trading time for money. This is, again, something that I had never heard of. Nobody had ever taught me that there was a way to make money other than go to a job and get paid based on your time. That's the only way I ever knew about making money, because that's all I saw around me, and that's all everybody ever taught. And I knew people who were entrepreneurs in my life, but they were self-employed entrepreneurs, meaning the only way their business made any money is if they showed up and worked. They didn't have people working for them. They didn't have systems in place. They didn't have processes in place that could work in their stead. It was just them basically trading their time for money. They were basically their own bosses, but they were still employees. Again, network marketing taught this to me. I learned about building or joining networks, as I said a moment ago, about leveraging other people's efforts to make more money based on the same amount of time, which is what every employer does. Any of you who has ever had a job, your employer, the person who cuts the check, I mean, their signatures on the check, all right, that person is leveraging your efforts in order to make more money for themselves. Whatever they're paying you, they're making at least that much and probably more off every hour that you work. Whatever they can afford to pay you, they're making at least a little bit more than that based on your effort, because otherwise they'd be out of business. They were paying you more than they were making off of you. They couldn't be in business. These are the things that I learned, again, in network marketing. Point number 3. Today's topic are the business and personal growth benefits of a network marketing experience. Number 3, you learn a lot about people. And I'll tell you something that you may have already learned in life. Maybe it has never occurred to you consciously, but let me say it here. When you combine people and money, you learn about people very quickly. And the reason why is this. Many people have very unhealthy relationships with money. All right, most of those unhealthy relationships are not really their fault directly, because often we inherit how we feel about money. We usually inherit those beliefs from the adults around us when we're kids. So whatever the adults around you, whatever energy they had around money, you have it around money. And most people have unhealthy relationships with money. They have fears around money. They have superstitions around money. They have bad information about money. They have long-held beliefs that are inaccurate about money, and they pass those down to their kids. Why? Because they ain't got no choice. They don't know anything else. That's the only thing they can demonstrate to their children is what they already know, and their children pick it up. Even if you never sit down with your kids and tell them, hey, this is how I feel about money, they notice by your actions how you feel about money, and they are going to grow up doing the same things that you did until or unless they get some different information. And hopefully they're open-minded enough to take in that information. That's basically what my situation was. I inherited some bad money beliefs, some bad money energy from the adults around me when I was a kid. But I didn't realize that I had inherited some bad energy and bad beliefs about money until I was old enough to be open. I was old enough and open-minded enough to take in some different information and realize, hey, I was taught incorrectly. I was modeling something that was not serving me. But again, I had to open my eyes to notice that I was modeling something that did not serve me. So when it comes to money, in network marketing, money is involved. You got to pay money just to get in the room. You got to pay money just to come to the events. Now, you're going to learn a lot about people when you involve money in any situation. And again, any of you don't even have to be that old to know. When you deal with money and other people, you find out what people's character really is. And it may be different from what you thought it was, right? When you're unaware of the mindset that you have around money, you can't change it. But when you become aware of it, you can do something about it. A lot of the learning that I did in my network marketing experiences uncovered my own inadequacies when it came to understanding money, how I felt about money, my emotions around money. Again, things that I inherited, things that just were ingrained in me because I didn't know any better. I had never seen anything different. But then once I did, I was able to do something about it. Point number 4. Today's topic are the personal growth and the business benefits you get from a network marketing experience. Point number 4, you embrace learning outside of your formal education. This is something that I've talked to you about here on this show many, many times. If you don't have your own self-education outside of whatever you got in school, whatever level of school you have completed, all right, you're going down, you're going backwards. All right, you are on your way down into the ground. There is no neutral on this planet. You do not stay the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. So if you are not doing anything on purpose to educate yourself, that means you're getting dumber. All right, you are losing knowledge because there's more knowledge coming out. And if you're not taking it in and making yourself smarter, upgrading your systems, like your iPhone upgrades the system every few months, you get that notification, hey, it's time to upgrade your system. You're not upgrading your system with self-education. That means you're getting worse because a whole bunch of people around you are getting better. So you're losing. The race is going on. You're the only one standing still. I started looking forward to, when I was in network marketing, looking forward to the training events. I look forward to taking notes and applying what I was learning because I realized that this is an education that I'm getting here. I learned more about business in a year of network marketing experience. This is while I was in college. I learned more about business at the network marketing events than I learned in school, in the class. That's a fact. I identified very early on in network marketing that what I was actually getting there had nothing to do with selling the prepaid legal service or the legal shield service or building a team and getting people under me in an organization. I identified very early that the best benefit that I was getting from going to those events and being plugged into those systems was that I was getting a business education that would benefit me much more than what I was learning at Penn State University. And for all of that, I'm glad that I experienced network marketing. Just on the business education that I got, the personal development that I was introduced to, it just introduced me to the concept of personal development. And once I got the concept, I just took it and ran with it. I went to the store and bought my own books and eventually started writing my own books. And now I can share personal development with other people. But I got introduced to it through network marketing, learning about dealing with people, which is a huge thing. If you're going to get ahead in business or any area of life, you got to know how to deal with people. All of these I got through network marketing. These are the benefits of a network marketing experience. So I'm not here to tell you to go join a network marketing company. And I haven't pitched one. I haven't told you that there's one that I recommend because there isn't one. And I'm also not telling you that if you decide that it's not for you, that you're wrong. But what I am telling you is that if you do have experience in network marketing, or if you are in right now a network marketing company, what I'm telling you is these are the things that you should be taking away from it. Even if you never sell a single copy of the product, you never get anyone to sign up for the service, if you never get anyone to join your organization and be under you in the business model, these are the things that you should get from network marketing anyway. Point number 1. You get introduced to personal development, material that education inspires a person to grow and advance from the inside out. Anybody who's getting better over time is investing in personal development one way or another. Point number 2, you learn the basic principles of business and ownership. Again, I had never been taught this stuff, and I got a business degree from Penn State. I learned about creating and plugging in the systems to generate revenue as opposed to trading time for money. I learned about building and joining networks. I learned about leveraging other people to make more money in the same amount of time. And this is what all smart business people do. Successful business people who are able to make more money than the amount of time they're putting in are doing this, and they know these principles. I had to learn these principles. Point number 3, you learn a lot about people. Whenever you combine people and money, you learn a lot about people very quickly. Many of us have some bad relationships with money simply because we inherit those relationships from whatever our parents had. If your parents they didn't have a healthy relationship with money, you won't have one either, because you didn't have anyone else to model after. That you only know what you know. But when you're able to finally examine it, and if you're open-minded enough to consider that there may be a better way of looking at things, then you can change the way that you look at stuff. And then point number 4, you embrace learning outside of your formal education. I started looking forward to the training events and looking forward to taking notes on everything and applying the stuff that I was learning, because I identified very early on in my network marketing experience that I was getting a business education that would benefit me much more than what I had learned in school. And for all of that, I'm glad I experienced network marketing, even though it is not part of my business portfolio to this day. Work on your game. Dre all day.